everyone, it's Mel here and welcome back to Mel's Blind Life, the YouTube channel all about blindness. So today's video is so exciting to be able to do. It is Blind Girl Reviews Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Hi, this is Mel Stevens. Welcome back to Mel's Blind Life, the YouTube channel all about blindness.
On the weekend just gone, Saturday the 22nd of June, I was fortunate enough to be able to go to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child stage show in Melbourne. I got tickets for the show from my mum for my birthday, and I had a companion ticket, so I was able to take someone with me. So I chose to take my friend Judy with me, who I will link her channel, My Life with Spinocerebellar Ataxia, down in the description down below. And it was really great to be able to share the experience with my friend Judy, who has low vision and also has a physical disability as well. So Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is currently playing at the Princess Theatre in Melbourne. I will link some information down below to that. I should point out that this review is not sponsored or anything by the play or anyone involved with the play. I just decided it would be a good idea to do it. So this performance of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was actually so far the only performance done through audio description, or done with audio description through Vision Australia's audio description service, which I will also find some information and link down below about audio description. So how audio description works is audio description is a person is given a kind of a script, I suppose, of visual aspects of the play to point out as the play progresses, to enhance the experience of a blind or vision impaired person who is viewing the play. So for instance, in a Harry Potter motion picture, some of the scenes where they're playing Quidditch, they don't say very much, but they have a lot of visuals, and for a blind or vision impaired person to be able to understand that scene without audio description would be quite difficult. So in some of the feature films of Harry Potter, they have Quidditch scenes that are described, and they explain about who's got the quaffle and who's, you know, sort of doing what, and who's knocking who off their broomstick and other things like that. So that is sort of a little bit about audio description and how it enhances a performance for a blind or vision impaired person. So without giving too much about the play away to those of you who have not seen it or who haven't read the script of the play, which is available as a book, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child happens about 25 to 30 years after the Battle of Hogwarts, which is in the final book, The Deathly Hallows. And it's centered around Harry's son and his peers at school, and they're trying to find themselves as teenagers, and it's about Harry's connection with his son and other things like that. So the play itself, for me, I thought was excellent. I was really, really happy. I have read most of the play before. I have got it in both audio and I've actually got the print book of the play as well. So I think I read Acts 1 to 3. I didn't actually read Act 4 before I saw it. So I went into Acts 1 through 3 with some knowledge of what was going to happen, and then Act 4 I went in blind. So when you arrived at the theatre, it was decorated amazingly. They have put so much work in such detail into the theatre and into everything about it. It's just incredible. My friend Judy, who I was with, was explaining a little bit of it to me, and it's just what they've done, the detail and all the work they've put into the theatre itself is just incredible. The play itself, as I said, without giving too much away of what actually happened in the play, it was great. The actors had obviously done their research. They knew what they were doing. Some of them were able to portray their characters really, really well, even to the point that a couple of them actually sounded how the actors in the films sounded with those particular characters, which was really exciting. For me, it helped because one of the things for me about it was I was nervous going into the play, thinking to myself, oh my gosh, how am I going to know who's who, because I can't see like their makeup and their hair and everything. And so I was a little bit concerned initially that I wouldn't be able to figure out who was who, but a few of them I had trouble with, like the teenage boys, and Ron I had a little bit of trouble with. I had a bit of trouble with Ginny as well, figuring out her voice, but a few of the actors were actually able to sort of portray the characters and even do the voices similar to how they were done in the movies. So that was a really big help. And of course the audio description, that's where that came into being really helpful as well, because the audio description excuse me, would tell you who was in a scene. So it would say Hermione's office, Hermione and Ron are sitting at a desk in an office or whatever like that. So that also helped me during the play to be able to figure out who was in what scene, was because the audio description told me who was in the scene. Now, as for the actual theatrics of it, it was amazing. As I said, the theatre was done to so much detail, and the play itself was just so detailed and accurate, and it was like watching another Harry Potter movie. It was incredible. So how did I find it as a blind person? So overall, for me as a blind person, I found it was really, really good. As I said, the audio description was fantastic, helping me with the visuals when there were crashes and bangs and not much talking. It was really good to be able to turn the volume of my audio description unit up and understand what was going on. It was also really good from an audio description point of view to be able to picture obviously how the stage was set up. They describe, as the scene's changing, they describe where things are on stage, using lefts and rights and front and back. So that's really helpful as well to be able to understand what things look like on the stage. The only thing I will point out is a disadvantage from a blind person's point of view in the play itself is there is a lot of really loud noise and quite a lot of crashing and banging, and they have the volume quite loud in some. At some points, the sound actually goes through you. So for me personally, I did see one person had a guide dog there. For me personally, had Darcy still been working, I probably would have taken him because he's really relaxed and chilled with those kinds of big loud noises and things like that. But I would not advise that you take your dog with you unless you know for certain that he or she is okay with big loud noises. I would be very careful exposing your dog to Harry Potter play until you know what they are like with loud noises. So then the theatre itself, the staff were exceptionally helpful. Judy had to actually park her wheelchair a little bit away from our seats because we didn't get accessible seats because we weren't, I wasn't sure who I was going to take. And when my mum booked them, she didn't book them accessible, but that was okay because Judy was able to park her wheelchair and then walk to it. So we were able to walk in the theatre a little bit, and we were able to get plenty of help from the stewards and the ushers in the actual theatre. We didn't need help finding the theatre itself. It's very easy to find the theatre, and obviously with Judy having that little bit of low vision, that helped too when we actually got there. You know, she could see to find doors and things like that. But the ushers are really good and really, really helpful. Now, the one thing I need to point out for a blind or vision impaired person is it is extraordinarily crowded in there. That theatre was practically sold out. I don't know how many people were in there, but or how many people it takes, but it was almost completely sold out. I would say it was completely sold out even, and it was crowded. There were heaps and heaps of crowds. So for a blind or vision impaired person, I would advise that you make sure you get there as early as you possibly can. We were there about an hour before the play started, and that sort of turned out really good because we were able to get our audio description units and then just go and line up near the stage, near the entrance doors, into the auditorium, and we were able to just go and sit in our seats before too much of the crowd came in. So the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is merchandise. They have a really great merchandise store in the foyer of the theatre for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child at the Princess Theatre here in Melbourne. I spent way too much money on merchandise. I'm not going to show you everything I bought, but if you want to see a sort of updated Harry Potter merchandise vlog, let me know, and I'll do all of my books and merch and everything. But the main thing I bought, and this is going to sound really silly from a blind person, is I bought the program for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I don't know if this little one's up the right way or not. So Harry Potter and the Cursed Child programs, these are really, really good. So there are 2 books. The smaller one here, which, as I said, I'm not sure if I'm holding up the right way. The smaller one is all the details about the cast and crew and production and things like that. And I'm hoping one day to get this either brailled or to have it read onto CD or something. And then this big, let me just find the right way up. This big black one here, this just has, up that way. This apparently just has all photos of like different scenes during the play and the cast, and apparently it has a big picture in the middle of the theatre at night because that looks stunning apparently. So I would recommend that you do pick up these programs if you do go. I know, as I said, it sounds silly for a blind person to pick up a program, and for $25, you know, for pieces of paper that you can't read, maybe you won't want to do that. But I thought that it would be really, really cool to have this mainly as a collector's item. You know, one day you might get hundreds of dollars for it. So I picked up the program. I'm really happy that I did. These are really good programs. The paper quality is excellent, everything like that. And the ladies at the merchandise store are really helpful as well. They were willing to describe things that they had, and they were really good and helpful and useful at describing things, and they knew what they were doing, and that was really excellent. So overall, I'm going to say that Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, as a blind person, is a really, really great thing to go and do. I recommend it to anyone. You want to go and see that play, you go and see it. Unfortunately, I don't know whether they are going to do another version with audio description or not. So far as I have heard, that was the only one in Melbourne that has audio description. But maybe, I mean, the season apparently is going to be very long. So hopefully if enough people ask for another session, hopefully they'll do another audio described session. So if you don't go to an audio described session, please make sure that you have either read the play before. I know it's a bit, I know it sounds a little double Dutch, me telling you to read it before you go, but if you're not going to get audio description, make sure you either read the play before and have an understanding of what's going to happen, and or have a sighted companion or friend with you to describe the crashes and bangs and everything like that. So I hope you enjoyed my quick little review of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child from a blind person's point of view. I'll link all the info about the play and audio description in the description down below, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.